Zack Films is currently the #1 educational animation channel on YouTube Shorts, and you would think that 100% of his videos are family friendly and suitable for even toddlers. However, only a few people have realized that he secretly has a stash of videos that are pure nightmare fuel.
If your eyelids were ripped off, the tears that keep your eyes wet would start to dry up. An hour later, the dryness could cause tiny scratches on the surface of your eyes. Over the next few days, without lids to clean away debris, your eyeballs might have open sores caused by dirt and dust. Sleeping would be difficult since you can't close your eyes, making them even drier and strained. Eventually, infections would develop, leading to serious eye damage and permanent blindness.
Great. Now, why did I need to know this? Like, what happens if you lose your eyelids? Is it even physically possible to lose your eyelids? Like, maybe if you're born without eyelids, but why would anyone go out of their way to rip their eyelids off? I feel like this is a very interesting way to sort of teach us about the importance of eyelids. Instead of teaching us why you need eyelids, you've gone and taught us what happens if you lose your eyelids. Now I've learned why we need eyelids, but I feel like I'm also traumatized at the same time. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night and this guy is just staring at you in the face. Like, he's on top of you. He's just lying on top of you, just face to face with you. Would you rather be face to face with this guy at 3 a.m. in the morning or P. Diddy himself?
Your head is forced onto a curb, and your teeth and jaw are pressed against the concrete edge. When the stomper applies force, your jaw is violently crushed against the curb. The pressure shatters your teeth and can break your jaw instantly. Your skull might also absorb some of the impact, causing severe trauma to your brain. This can cause serious damage or even death.
Damn, that is definitely a situation you do not want to find yourself in. Even while getting curve stomped, he managed to maintain his muse streak. His jawline actually looks better than it was before. Like, this was his jawline before, like, not too shabby, a little bit weak, but now this is his jawline afterwards. He gained a jawline from it, but I mean, was it worth it? Probably not. Yeah, definitely not. I feel like this is like low-key an execution method, like an unofficial execution method. Like, even just the thought of it just makes my head hurt. It just gives me a headache just thinking about like the idea of like someone getting like actually curb stomped in real life. You know, the animation is good when you feel it in your dingling.
If you got stuck inside a tanning bed, the UV rays would start burning your skin within 10 minutes. And after an hour, painful blisters would start to erupt. Soon, your body would overheat, making you dizzy. And the intense UV rays would make your eyes swell so much that you'd actually lose your vision. Eventually, your body would lose so much water, you'd die of dehydration. But if you didn't, you could actually just push the lid open, since there are no locks.
But then why wouldn't you just push it open to begin with? If there are no locks, why can't you just push it in before this happens to you? So you're telling me this guy intentionally nerfed himself to make himself look like this? He could have done this within the first 30 seconds of realizing that he was stuck in the actual like tanning bed. Was he actually stuck, or was he like sort of like stepsister stuck, if you know what I mean? Like, was he waiting for another dude to like squeeze in there and just give him the most violent back shots? He looks like the devil emoji on an iPhone. Like, he looks like this thing. Can you tell the difference? You really cannot tell the difference. That is very concerning.
As he tucked his daughter in, she looked scared and asked him to check the closet. The father smiled and walked over, but as he pulled the closet door open, his face went numb. It was his daughter. She was crying, trembling. He completely froze in horror before snapping his head back to the bed. It was empty. He was panicked for a moment, but he shook it off. It must have just been his imagination. He calmed his daughter, tucked her in for real this time, and left the room. The dark room settled for a moment, but then the closet door slowly creaked open. As he tucked his daughter in, she looked scared and asked him to check the closet.
Was that how I was meant to react? Damn, what a thrilling YouTube short. Why the frick did Zack Films post this? This isn't even educational. Wait, it's a fiction? It's a made-up story? Imagine how many kids would have watched this and just got jump scared by it. That That is cruel. That is actually mean. That is rude. That is actually rude. But I feel like most people could probably see a jump scare coming from like a mile away or like a kilometer away if you're from Australia. But when he looks back, oh no, the bed's empty. Oh, okay, of course, bro. The person just went outside this door. And then when you tuck the door in, as this closet door is closing, the other person sneaks back in. And then the door slowly opens. Boom. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. People who did not get jump scared by this, total respect, man.
A massive tree fell and pinned a man's leg beneath it. He had been cutting down trees in the middle of the woods and was completely trapped. An hour passed and he realized that rescue was unlikely. Using a pocket knife, he made deep cuts through his skin and muscle, enduring unimaginable pain. He used the blade to sever tendons and nerves and even had to break his own bone. After freeing himself, he crawled back to his tractor and drove to the nearest road. There, he was spotted and rushed to the hospital, where he eventually recovered.
Jesus Christ. That is a little bit insane. Surely you could have waited at least 3 days before chopping your own foot off. Hasn't this happened before as well? Like in the Grand Canyon, like someone cut their arm off to get free from a rock. But I mean, just the thought of cutting your own foot to free yourself, like your brain would be telling you to stop, but like your mind would be telling you like if you don't cut your foot off, you're gonna like starve to death here. But I mean, isn't the number one rule of like cutting down trees to just make sure the log doesn't fall on yourself? Like, were there no safety precautions in place? And also, why are you solo cutting trees down like that are this big? Like, if you're cutting down trees that are this big, surely you would go with another person for help as well. But he was stuck here for 1 hour, like only 1 hour before deciding to cut his foot off. Like me personally, if I was here, bro, 1 hour, that is barely anything. Like maybe for Queso, he can't go, like, no offense to Queso, but like he can't go 1 hour without like eating food. But me personally, I can go without like food for potentially 2 or 3 days, and so I would just like wait there until someone finds me, because surely like someone, like they have family that knows that like where he's going, because he looks old enough to have a wife and kids and everything, and I assume they would roughly know like where he would be going. Like he told his wife, oh, I'm gonna go cut a tree down today, and like when he doesn't return home that day, surely the wife would know like, okay, something must have happened, let's go send a rescue like search team for him. But instead he just cuts the search early by just cutting his foot off. I feel like this was very, very avoidable. But maybe there was a risk of bears. Like maybe he would have got killed by a bear, because it looks like he's maybe from Canada. I think this is like the Canada sort of shirt. And so I think, yeah, there would have been a risk of like grizzly bears. So maybe if he didn't cut himself within an hour, he would have been found by a bear and just mauled to death, which would have been, yeah, much worse.
If a gay bomb was dropped between you and another soldier, it would start to release a chemical gas into the air. Now, this gas would start to work on chemicals in your body to make you instantly attracted to the soldiers around you. And you would be too busy mingling with your fellow soldiers to focus on the battle in front of you. Ultimately, the idea didn't get past the planning stage, and the bomb was never used.
And I wonder why it was never used. Right. Is this real? Is this even legit? How can that possibly work? A gay bomb? Like how, like scientifically, what chemical would make you like attracted to the soldiers around you? A chemical so strong that it can change your sexuality? And why were they even thinking of using this in war? So instead of using a nuke, instead of dropping a nuclear bomb, they're gonna drop a gay bomb, and that's how they can peacefully win a war. So therefore, no lives will be lost. You know what? Yeah, that's actually it. It's a decent idea. If you think about it, it's a good idea. Why did they scrap the gay bomb? They need to bring this back. They need to unvote this. From sir, yes sir, to Yas Queen in 0.3 seconds. Okay, so the gay bomb originated from Ohio. Okay, great. Like where else in America would it have originated from if not Ohio? Wait, the gay bomb won a Nobel Peace Prize? What? In 2007? Okay, so the bomb was going to contain strong aphrodisiacs, which was going to make the soldiers gay. Okay. Is that... I don't really know much about this stuff.
If you pulled out someone's spine, could you use it like a whip? Well, human spines are made of many small bones, making them flexible. And when swung hard, these bones can hit with enough force to cut into your skin. Now, sharpening the bones would make it act like a serrated blade, slicing even more into flesh. And if you covered it with metal, it could be turned into a deadly flail, smashing anything in its way.
Out of all things you could have made a weapon out of, why would you choose a human spine? Like, can't you just use a chain? Like, isn't a chain weapon like an actual thing? Like, this weapon would work the exact same way, if not better, than a human spine. And it would be more affordable and more like logistically feasible to create as well. Yet you still choose a human spine? He said if you pulled out someone's spine, bro, I mean, I feel like the first thing we got to figure out is how you can possibly pull out someone's human spine. You're just gonna stick your hand through their belly button and pull out the spine through their belly button? Is that how the human anatomy works? But I mean, I guess desperate times call for desperate measures. So maybe if you're in a situation where you desperately need a weapon, you can just pull out your own spine and use it as a weapon. But then if you pull out your own spine, you're gonna be very like incapacitated.
The device was locked around your body, forcing your arms, legs, and head to fold inward. You were trapped in a crouched position, and the metal frame was tightened, squeezing your chest and abdomen. As the pressure increased, blood vessels in your face and chest began to burst, leaving bruises and swelling. Breathing became almost impossible as your lungs struggled to expand under the crushing force. The pain engulfed your body as blood pooled in your head and eyes, eventually killing you.
Bro, why haven't I heard of this before? Like, I've watched a lot of videos where it's like they explain torture methods, but why hasn't this ever made onto the list? This seems much worse than any of the other ones I've seen. What is this called? The Scavenger's Daughter Torture? Why would you even call it that? How would you even get a human into this position in the first place to begin with? Like, if they're conscious, like, how do you even force them into this? Who would willingly allow themselves to be put in this situation? And I wonder what it looks like from behind as well. Like, why is there a dish? Is it like, does he just excrete his feces into the dish and just eat it? The back shots would go crazy though. Imagine if P. Diddy got someone into this position, like with this like metal like device, and just gave them the most brutal, oily back shots humanly possible. That, yeah, actually, I don't want to think about that. Actually, I really don't want to think about that.
They yanked out the feathers around the chicken's butt and pressed the butthole directly onto the infected lump, strapping it on. You see, they thought it would suck out poison from the patient, and they would even seal its beak to encourage it to breathe through its butt. Once the chicken suffocated, they immediately replaced it with another one. And this method was used for centuries before people realized it didn't actually work.
Bro, you're telling me it took them over 100 years for someone to, you know, perhaps think, you know, maybe putting a chicken's butt where it poos, like the most unhygienic place of a chicken, maybe putting the butt onto someone's wound would potentially cause more damage than good. Like, wouldn't you just infect the wound? Like, it's literally the butt of a chicken. What if the chicken just starts pooing directly into your wound? That could possibly kill you. And they even taped the mouth shut so that the chicken would breathe through the butt. Is it even possible for a human to breathe through their butt? Like, I've seen some really weird things on the hub, like some really weird stuff, but I don't think butt breathing is something I've seen on there. I don't think it's even like a real concept to breathe through your butt and suck the poison out of it. How many chickens died for this experiment? Look how many dead chickens. Like, what would you do with the chicken afterwards? Mad disrespect to the guy who thought chickens could breathe through their butthole.
After being cut off, its blood vessels and nerves were attached to the neck of a larger dog. And once everything was connected, the small dog's head and front legs were sewn onto the larger dog's back. This disturbing setup forced them to share the same blood supply, keeping them both alive. And for 3 weeks, the small dog's head could move and bark. Now, sadly, the strain was too much on their bodies, and both dogs eventually died.
Bro, I guarantee for those 3 weeks, they did not look as happy as this. I guarantee they were in, like, excruciating pain. Like, imagine being chopped in half and stitched onto some random guy's body. Because now you have to share a dingling, and you have to share an asshole as well. What if you get back shots from, like, another dog? Like, you both have to take it. Like, if this guy wants it, but this guy doesn't want it, like, they have no choice. But why would anyone do this? Like, what is the point of doing this? Like, what do you achieve from the results of this experiment? Yeah, it's possible for people to be stitched onto other people, but, like, when would you need to do that? Like, what benefit does it provide to society or anyone? Like, if this dog is like about to die, do they just chop their front off and stitch it with like a healthy dog's like front half? It was cruel to kill the dogs, but because of this experiment, we now know a lot about organ transplants and are able to save many lives. Okay, so this was just the animal testing phase of like organ transplants. Okay.
If you get kicked by a horse, it would shatter your ribs instantly, and the pieces would pierce your organs, causing massive internal bleeding.
Massive. You know what else is massive?
A kangaroo, on the other hand, would use its tail for balance before kicking you with both feet. This would damage your organs, and its claws would leave deep gashes in your chest. But a gorilla could punch you with over 1,000 pounds of force, breaking your bones and knocking you unconscious. And the second punch would almost certainly kill you.
Okay, so does this mean a single gorilla can kill 100 men? Is this the debate? Because this guy can kill a single human with 2 punches, but realistically, how long can he keep it up for? Like, maybe he would kill like 50 of the humans like with 2 punches, but then by then he would be so tired that like he wouldn't really be able to do anything, and then the rest of the 50 men would be able to just finish off the gorilla. So I feel like it's very obvious that like 100 men would 100% beat a single gorilla. Like, it's a 100v1 situation. But anyways, this was definitely a very visual way to learn about injuries induced by animals. So I guess the pro-life tip is to just not get kicked by a horse, otherwise your ribs will go into your lungs and you won't be able to breathe. And also, don't go face to face with a kangaroo. I feel like this one is fairly obvious. Like, I feel like most people in Australia know never to like, try face off against a kangaroo because they have extremely sharp claws on their feet. But I'm pretty sure there's a video where like someone punches a kangaroo in the face.
Let it go, dogs. Let's go.
Boom.
Now the dog's coming.
And now what? It's just too stunned to say anything. Respect to the guy who volunteered for this. Yeah, I mean, I hope he got paid well.
If you were shrunk down and landed on someone's nose, you'd be surrounded by these black wax-filled craters. If you slipped into one, you would fall through a tunnel of dead skin and bacteria. The walls would be slick and warm, coated in layers of oil. And while you were trying to climb out, fresh oil would start seeping in from the sides. It would rise fast, filling the space and pushing you deeper. To escape, you would need to somehow scale the walls quickly before the next surge buried you alive.
Keyword here, if you were shrunk down. Okay, first of all, that is never happening. And second of all, why would you even make a video about blackheads? Was blackheads trending at the time? This is disgusting, like a wall of oil. I mean, yes, it is true. Like this is happening inside our bodies. But I mean, sometimes like it's just better not to think about things. Like, what's the saying? Ignorance is bliss. Like, yes, this is happening in our bodies, but that doesn't mean we have to think about it 24/7 or even like visualize it. That's why I clean my nose regularly so that no one dies inside my nose pores. USA, did someone say oil? P. Diddy, did someone say oil?